I'm going to try to keep my composure about me. And I want to thank God for my blessings, because nothing that's going on around here just I'm gonna just try to keep my composure and talk to y'all about some things. Bear with me. And I'm like, Lester, just count your blessings, count your blessings, count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, look what God has done. The mystery, the whodunit mystery of who dented my tailgate has never been solved. See? That's what I'm really trying to do, I think, is walk around and count my blessings. Even though, whew, that's the devil's trying to get me into a bad mood. That is the devil trying to get me into a bad mood, Trudy. We know for a fact that Ellie went and got Tilly. Jamie went and got potting soil, plants. Jake and both Brienne, all four people used my truck during those couple of days when that happened. All four people, well, Ellie put Tilly in the back seat, so I don't want to blame it on Ellie. Lester, you're not blaming him because he's your flesh and blood. Guys, it's not that. Ellie would not have a reason to put the tailgate down. Tilly rode in the back seat of the truck. No one ever admitted that to me. No one ever told me who did what. No one ever told me. And I said, I'm not mad. I just need to know. I just want to know. And no one did it, guys. No one knows how it happened. It's okay. That's been 2 months ago. I've gone past it. In my video, a lot of y'all were saying that I was being too sensitive, that I need to calm down. You're like, Lester, that's a work truck. That right there, every good farm truck needs a dent or a ding, or it's not really a work truck. And I'm like, hey, I've been driving this thing for several years. I've put 40,000 miles on it, not a scratch. And then I finally pay it off, and I make it available to anyone that needs a farm job done around the sanctuary, and that's what happens in the first 2 weeks. Okay, fine. I'm not going to be mean. I'm not going to be mad. I've actually just, until today, I've let it go. I just pull in from Longhorn Lester's, and I want to show you what I see around the corner here. Guys, this ain't Chuck E. Cheese's. We ain't at Chuck E. Cheese's. This is Lester's home. I live here. This is my home. This is our beautiful garden that Wes and Angie built for us. Part of that I'm a Survivor, surviving I'm a Survivor. And now there's a freaking wavy man blowing around in the wind and little flags. It looks like they're having Cinco de Mayo or something. You're like, Lester, you're being so sensitive. What's wrong with you today, Lester? Why are you being so sensitive? Well, I was driving home from the other property. And as I'm driving home, I like to watch videos. I like to watch videos of what's been going on. And that's when I discover this.
So I'm all happy this morning. La-di-da-di-da. I'm skipping, coming down to work, all happy. And I come down here, I'm walking into the feed room, and I start to see something. I'm like, wait a minute. Did Bennett not even come sweep this place? That's a disaster. But then, look. Look at this feed room. It's destroyed. Bags are ripped wide open. There is manure everywhere. Everywhere.
Supposedly, we got ourselves another one of those whodunit mysteries. Because no one knows who left the gate open. No one knows who left the gate open. But what I do know is that these horses can eat themselves to death. You all saw us go through a horrible bout of colic with Dixie. And guys, that can happen from overeating, eating too much of something. And horses can get that. So I'll tell you this much, these two will not be eating lunch or dinner today. They're gonna have hay, they're going on hay and water before they end up catching something that we can't get rid of. Not sure who used the four-wheeler, but it's not parked back where we leave it. It's not parked where we leave it. And I look here and there's packages. There's packages on the four-wheeler, which is very sweet. Someone sends some packages. Jamie and Lester, everyone knows that we put packages on our front porch. Tractor setting out. Someone took the trash down. That was kind. There's good and bad. There's good and bad. But we got a spot here on the front porch where we put all of our packages. And then Jamie goes through them when she has time. We kind of sort everything out. Some stuff needs to go to Longhorn Lester. Some stuff stays here. Some stuff Jamie orders. Some things are gifts. And so that keeps everything out of the weather. And I'm like, Lester, just count your blessings. Count your blessings. Count your blessings. Name them one by one. Count your blessings. Look what God has done. Count your blessings. Name them one by one. Count your many blessings. See what God has done. Yes, not trying to be ungrateful. Someone has taken all the trash down. That's good. That's a good thing. I read the comments, and there's been a couple of people who say, I used to like the old videos better. I used to like the old videos where you made us laugh. I like the old videos where you were happy. And a lot of people say, your page has changed. You're always being mad at Jake. I like the old Lester better. I like the old Lester better. I don't like this new Lester. I don't like this new Lester. You think that helps any? You think that helps here? Knowing that you don't like this new guy? You don't, who's? Oh, thank you for letting me know that in the comments. I'll make sure to let the old Lester know to come back. Sheesh, people. I don't really know where this video's going. Because I'm trying not to make one of those rant, crazy Lester screaming and hollering videos. And then if you're going to say, well, Lester, if you want it done right, you need to do it yourself. And it's your own fault, Lester, because you're not there half the time. Well, that's not true. I'm here I'm here more than half the time. I'll put these where they go. So, have any of y'all ever been like a stickler for things you want to have done a certain way? And those things don't get done that certain way unless you in fact do it yourself? And then you're going to say, Lester, if you're not careful, you're going to lose all your farm help. I'm sure that truck was just an accident, Lester. And I'm sure that feed room was just an accident, Lester. Well, here's something else I'm discovering. My gate has been closed and latched over here in these pastures, and I don't know why. Why are some animals in this pasture and other animals being locked out into the front pasture? see tire tracks, and I see a fire going. Hey, sweetie. You guys want to come back in? So I'm guessing there was a situation that someone needed to have the pasture free from donkeys and maybe Ringo. It could be worse, y'all. We could have an itch and arthritis all at the same time. And your itch is in a place you can't really reach it. Anyone ever had that feeling? You have an itch in a place you can't reach, and then you have arthritis, so you have a hard time scratching anyway? That's the devil trying to get me into a bad mood, Tilly. It is. I'm not going to fall for it. Let's check on my calves. One thing that can for always, y'all, it can for always put me in a good mood. And that would be these two right over here. Now, I am going to feed them because they did not have access to the feed room. That was accidentally left open. Even though they don't look hungry, which is kind of odd because they should be hungry. Because they've not eaten since yesterday at this time. And today they're just sitting there staring at me. Now, when I say they've not eaten since this time yesterday, that's because I do all the feed up. It's my job to do the feed up. But sometimes, I'm not going to say who, Ellie, Jamie, Jake, and even Brienne can sometimes come by to make a quick video, and they know the best way to make a video is an up close and personal with the animals. And how do you think you can get up close and personal with the animals? How's the best way, the most easy way? That would be bring out some feed to them. And so they bring out some feed and drop off some feed to them. Now I don't know if they should be fed again, because like I said earlier, too much feed can really hurt your babies. And so if they've already had breakfast, I should not be feeding them more, because animals will sometimes eat until you stop feeding them. Boy, don't you quite the ninja. Didn't you just walk right up behind me? What was that all about, huh? You just snuck right up behind me and nudged me in the bottom to let me know she's here and that she needs some loving. Jamie said that the truck could have happened without anyone knowing about it. Go ahead, kitty. Just not gonna make my day go any worse. Jamie said it's possible that that truck incident could have happened. Someone else could have backed into us. So for example, let's say that someone had the tailgate down, Jamie, Jake, Bree, or Ellie, or Lester, and the tailgate was already down, and someone else backed up into it. I don't see how that's possible unless it were like an 18-wheeler or something, because it has to be a high vehicle to back up and to hit as high as the tailgate to put that kind of a... So whatever. I'll tell you what's happening. I'll tell you exactly what's happening. Mark my words. I'm starting to feel blue. I'm starting to feel blue. And this is kind of what happens in the mind of someone who has anxiety and depression. You don't have really any excuse. There's no real excuse. And you just start having this feeling come over you. And you start looking at things. And you start, I'm just going to say a word that we can all relate to. You feel blue. And so it gets a lot worse than just feeling blue. But for those who don't understand depression and anxiety, it's kind of like you begin to get these dark feelings. Not like dark, like, oh my God, Lester, don't do it. Lester, don't do it. You have too much to live for. Lester, don't do it. It's not dark like that for me. It's just like it's like my mind switches something, and I start looking at all the negatives instead of the positives. So I try really hard to play this mind game with myself. And it's like I make a mental T-chart of all of the great things I have in my life, and then the few negatives. And let's be honest, if I sit here and my mind might want to dwell upon, let's just say, the truck with the dent. But then I have to say, wait a minute, you dumb MFer, to myself. You paid off the truck. Look at the blessing in being able to pay off your truck, and now you financed another one. And so fine, fine, guess what? At least it's the farm truck that has the ding, not the new truck. And then if it's the farm truck and you only have liability insurance, you don't have to file an insurance claim. You just save it. If you want it fixed, you save enough money and go get a new tailgate. Sure, it might be blue or red, and then you make yourself laugh. You have to make yourself laugh. And so, no, we're very blessed here, very blessed. I don't like that the animals got into the feed room. I don't like knowing that the animals, number one, could have hurt themselves. And number two, they wasted who knows how many dollars worth of food. But what can you do about that, you know? You don't like it. But I don't like the fact that I'm not going to even dwell upon that. I'm very blessed. I'm sitting here at the house. I have all the cats running around. Not wanting me to love them, but at least wanting to acknowledge that I'm here. I'll just take a breath, count my blessings. Oh, and remember, even when we have days like this, even when we're walking around like my dad would call a sourpuss, you're feeling blue, you're feeling kind of down and out. Hey, it's always funner to feel down and out with people you love and care about. And if you don't know what that means, it means gooder. It always feels gooder to hang out with people that you love and care about. And so I'm blessed to have you all. Y'all have a fun one. Thank you.